Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to show you how to make a transparent stinger transition for your YouTube videos. And we're going to do it with all free open source software, so there's no DaVinci Resolve or Adobe software needed. Stinger transitions add a professional look to your videos, and we'll show you how to create one step by step right now. The first thing you need to do is get a video file. So download a green screen transition, and then you will probably need to cut that video file down a little bit. So I use this app called OpenShot Video Editor, which is a free open source app for Mac, Windows, and Linux. So if you need to cut the video file down a bit, then you can just download this software for free. It's open source. I'll show you an example right now. So in the OpenShot Video Editor, we can right click on this area of the screen and click Import Files. And then we can just select our video file, click Open. After that, we can drag our video file into the timeline. We can click around on the timeline and press S on the keyboard to cut the video, and then click a segment of the video, right click that segment, and then just click Remove Clip. So that's basically how you can cut a video using this free open source software. And then you can press that big red record button at the top of the screen. And then for target, I leave MP4 selected, and then under video profile, scroll up in that list until you see FHD 1080p 29.97 FPS. So select that and then click export video. All right, we're done. Now let's go put an alpha layer into the video. And to do that, we're going to use a different open source video editor called Olive. And to get this video editor, we actually need to download the older version of it. So you need to go to olivevideoeditor.org. Then just click on Try Olive. And before you download, you need to scroll down. So before you download this app, you need to scroll down in the browser to the unsupported version. So make sure that you download Olive 0.1 because the new version does not have the export format that we need to make this stinger transition alpha transparent. So click on the download for whatever system you have, install this software, open the software, click that little OK button, and in the top left pane here, right click that top left pane and click on Import. Then go ahead and import your video file that you exported from the OpenShot Video Editor. Then you want to click on that video file in that panel, right click on that video file and click on Properties. And then check the box that says Alpha is pre-multiplied, click OK. Now you want to click and drag that video file into the timeline just like that. And now we want to click on that video file to make sure that's selected. And then up here in that top middle panel, we want to look at that effects area in there. And then there's this little button that says Add Video Effect. We want to click on Add Video Effect, and then click on Keying, and then click on Chroma Key. And now you can see we have the key color. Click on that little color block, and then you can see that there's an eyedropper in the bottom left corner of the screen. I'm going to click on that eyedropper and then move the mouse to the actual video area here and just click on that exact green color that's in the video. And then I'm going to click OK to save that green color. And now we can adjust this lower tolerance and upper tolerance until the green goes away. So I'm going to click on lower tolerance, hold down the mouse, move the mouse to the left, and it actually brings more green into the picture. So I'm going to move the mouse to the right. It gets rid of the green. So as you can see, as the lower tolerance increases, the green goes away and turns into transparency. And then we can hit space on the keyboard to play that video file and stop that video file at a point where there's actual video and alpha in the same screen, kind of like that. And you can see there's still no green, which is really good. So it looks like our tolerances are pretty good. But if you needed to, you can also adjust the upper tolerance to fine tune that range of colors that this program is going to define as the alpha layer. So as I adjust the upper tolerance to be less, we see more green, and as we adjust the upper tolerance to be more, we see less green and even less yellow and less orange as well. But it seems like that default value of around 25 was about good for this. So that's it for setting this alpha transparency. Now we just need to export the file properly, and we do that in a very specific way. So let's do that right now. So let's click on File and then click on Export. Now under Format, you're going to click on that drop-down menu, and then you're going to click on QuickTime MOV. So select QuickTime MOV for Format, and then for Codec, we click that drop-down menu and click on QuickTime Animation RLE Video. After that, click on Advanced, and then change the pixel format to argb and click OK. I like to adjust the bitrate a little bit. And for the audio, I found that the MP3 audio codec seems to be the best, so I select libmp3 lame, and then just click on Export. I'm going to name my file and click Save. Now let's go into OBS and add that new stinger transition and assign a hotkey to that as well. So here we are in OBS, and under the scene transitions area, let's go ahead and click on that drop down menu and then click on add stinger. I'm going to call this new stinger. And now let's click on browse and then select that file and click open. And then if your OBS behaves like mine, then it will look like that little window just went away, but it actually didn't. It's just behind the main OBS window. So to get that to come back, I'm going to click on the gear icon next to the new stinger item here and click on properties. And then it asks if I want to save. I'm going to click on save. And now we see that new stinger window. And now that we selected our video file, I'm going to set this transition point to 500 because that's kind of an average amount of time that a stinger would transition at. So after setting that transition point, I'm just going to go down and turn audio monitoring to, I'm going to change that to monitor and output so that the sound in my stinger file can actually be heard in my stream or my recording. So now I'm going to click on preview transition, and you can see that's the results. So we go from B to A, and there we go. So you can see that the scene switches at 500 milliseconds, which is when the stinger fully covers the screen. So it looks like a smooth transition. Now, if you look closely, there's a little bit of green showing at the very first frame or 2 frames of that stinger transition. So what I would want to do is just go back into the Olive video editor and maybe cut out a couple of frames from the beginning of this file, or use OpenShot video editor again, whatever you need to do to get that little bit of green to go away from that transition. But this gets you in the general area, and you just need to tweak from here. So at that point, you can click OK to save the new stinger. And now in the quick transitions area of OBS, you click on that little plus and then click on the name of your stinger, which is new stinger. Now you see that new stinger at the bottom of your list of quick transitions. Now we can go into OBS settings. So we go into OBS preferences and then click on hotkeys and then filter by the word transition. And then you can see here are the transitions that we can set hotkeys for. You can see that I've already set a bunch of hotkeys for the transitions that I made, for the stingers I made. But here's the new stinger down here. Let's go ahead and set that to command 1. And then I'm going to hit OK. And now you need to make sure you have more than one scene in OBS, and then click on a second scene. And then you can hit your hotkey command 1 to see that transition. So there's our hotkey attached to our transition. And we should get a black screen when this transition ends, because that scene just has a black screen in it, and then we transition back and we can go to desktop again. In addition to that, you can click on transition. So that's it for stinger transitions. These are just a couple of the transitions that I have added or made. I made this one custom made actually in a program called Touch Designer. So yeah, I hope this helped you out. If it did, please smash that like button and subscribe. And I hope you use this video to make really nice looking stingers for your videos.